We'll be taking a quick look at the new Samsung Galaxy Book. This is the i5 core version, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 128. Great display. Hey, welcome back everybody. I wanted to quickly show you guys, got a hold of the Galaxy Book from Samsung. This is the 4G LTE version. It does gonna have, this one has Windows 10 Home Edition. Is the 12-inch screen, 128 gigabytes. There's the silver edition, and again, this is the box. Pretty nice box. It kind of keeps it within the same Galaxy products that Samsung has been releasing. As you can see here, it just comes with a pre-installed SIM card, the 12-inch Galaxy Book, wall USB charger, quick reference guide, and product safety. The S Pen and keyboard cover and S Pen holder is also included in this. And this is the SMW722V, of course, V is for Verizon, LTE. So we're going to be testing this out. Compare. Again, this is pretty much where you get kind of like the Tab Pro S that was out last year. It came wrapped in this nice little cover here. As you guys can see, I already took it out. I wanted to go ahead and set it up. And underneath, of course, you get your case cover here underneath. But again, I took this out already, just kind of show you guys. And once again, inside here, you get a nice, they do include the stylus this time around, which is nice. Let me show you guys something else. This is the stylus that's also comes with, comes with the Tab Pro, the Tab S3. Basically it's the same pen, the same stylus, as you can see. So that's nice that Samsung actually use the same one, so that way if you lose one pen or stylus, you have the other one, or vice versa. Let's say you're only carrying one of the stylus, you can just pull out the one if you happen to have a Tab S3. And I believe also this would, I'll test it out, but these pen, it's basically the same pin as the Note 7, 6, 5. Well, there's no Note 6, but all the Note series, and I'll test that out. So just kind of show you guys. So if you happen to pick up a Note phone and you have it with you, you probably can use the same pin as well, but we'll test that out. Underneath here, of course, you get your Galaxy Book, just kind of the booklets and things like that. I'm not going to go through there. In here you get a set of stylus tip puller and a set of stylus. You get 3 black ones and 2 gray ones, so that kind of tells you the not sensitivity but the softness. This is the S Pen holder that you can put on the side of the case here on the side. You can take it out and put it here, and then basically what you have is a stick it on there. So we'll set that aside. And inside here as well, you do get a USB Type-C cable. It's white. Basically this is the same thing that was also provided with the Tab Pro S, that was released last year. Same charger. I'll show you guys. Let me kind of pull this one out from here. As you can see here, this one is from the Tab Pro S3. So sorry, I'm getting confused here. This is from the Tab Pro tablet, and it's basically the same thing. I can see it's 21 1.6 and 2 amps, so it's basically the same thing, same charger. So that's nice. The nice thing about this also, this also comes, it's pretty long USB cable here that you can use Type-C, so it's nice that you can charge it from a long distance. And the nice thing about this also is with being this type of chargers, I'm able to charge with the with a car charger for a phone. So that's nice. If you have a fast charging cable or fast charging charger for the phones, this should work with no problem. So let's put this back in here. I won't take out the stylus, I'll just use the other stylus because it's basically the same thing. Again, this is the Samsung Galaxy Book. Well, so now let's take a quick look at the device here. As you can see, it's very nice and sleek, very thin. Just basically, this actually basically is almost like the Tab Pro S that was released last year by Samsung. They've done some nice modifications to include now a iCore 5 processor in here. And this start the 4G version does start at 4 gigabytes and 128 gigabytes RAM storage. There will be a Wi-Fi version that will be available with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 of storage, which is the nice. I wish this had included that, because that's kind of the standard now. Now 4 gigabyte 128, that's basically an entry level. You don't see too many of that stuff anymore. So let's take a quick walk around it. It does have some thin bezels, which I like around it, so it keeps the device smaller and gives you more screen real estate, which I like. It still has enough to where you can hold it on the sides without no issues. If you're holding it like this from the side, or actually in portrait mode, you also can be holding it at this sideways. It does have some sensors here. The camera's there, and the adaptive I don't know if I can catch it on there for you guys. Let me see if I can get it at an angle. Yeah, you can see there. That's the sensor for the adaptive display on there. Up in the front, that's basically all you have from facing camera. On the right hand side, as you can see, it's got a nice aluminum backing that's wrapped all the way around. That's all one piece on the side, which is nice because you don't see no screws or anything. It's just one nice continuous wrap in here. So let's start with our right hand side here, down at the bottom. Down here in the bottom, you see your 3.5 millimeter headset jack in there. Now they included 2 Type-C USB. These are also, I believe these are, I'll check now, I'll put it out here. These are Thunderbolt 3.1, so that's nice because you'll be able to push 4K monitors, which I have already tested and is working fine with a 4K monitor. I did test it with a Samsung monitor, so that you can use either one of these to charge, so it doesn't matter which one, which is nice. Up here on the right hand side, this is kind of a plastic, let me see if I can zoom in there for you guys. That's kind of a plastic insert here, but that's the speaker grill. The sound is a little bit much better than it was in the previous version, so that's nice that it's got a little bit bigger, longer speaker grill. I don't know if the speaker is bigger, but it sure does have a little bit more sound, maybe because of the sound. And you can see how the detail around it, they actually did a nice job on it. Everything aluminum's cut very nicely. As you work your way up to the top, being that this is a iCore 5, it does need to dissipate some heat, so this is basically does have a fan in here. You rarely hear it. It's very low in the sound. I do hear it once in a while when it starts to heat up. If I'm doing some intense stuff, yeah, I will hear the fan kind of go off. And as you can see here, they actually made some little slits in here. I like this rather than having these like a plastic inside. I wish they would have done the same here. They would have kept it all consistent, so that becomes part of the aluminum, which is nice. It gives you that nice round edge. Here on the top again, there's one mic here, and here's another mic up here on the top. You have your rocker switch here, your volume control, power button here. As you work your way to the right hand side, you'll see the left hand side speaker here. Again, the plastic insert. And as you work your way down, it's got the SIM tray slot in here. It also is a double duty, which also you'll be able to put your micro SD card in there as well. That's nice because in the previous version there was no option for a micro SD card. So theoretically, you can actually, this will hold up at 256 gigabyte. So if it has 128, you could use the 256, but again, it's not as fast as being the onboard memory or SSD, so I still rather prefer that there was a 256 version available starting standard rather than having a 128. Here, as you can see here, it's got a nice groove in here. Basically, that's where the keyboard will it kind of slides in here, and this is the contacts that will make with the pogo stick on the other end. So that's very nice there. Out in the back and the rear, basically it's nice aluminum color silver that they have. Verizon's gone ahead and put their logo in the back, which would have been nice if we would have seen no logo in the back, just the Samsung, but that's okay. Up here in the top, it looks like that's where the antenna's at, behind inside. There's the rear facing camera. I believe it's 13 megapixels, so I'll check in at it. There's your iCore 5. Again, this is the 7th generation, which is nice. Actually, in the testing I've done this is an ultra low voltage i5 core processor, 7th generation. Yeah, it's actually keeping up with the it definitely keeps up with the Surface Pro 3 version of iCore 5. Definitely I've been able to kind of, I don't want to do tests, but from what I've done in using this versus Surface Pro 4, it's actually pretty standard with 128 gigabyte, 4 gigabytes of RAM on a Surface Pro. So it's basically keeping up with that. So that's nice that you don't have to worry about this. It's a nice sleek design, as you can see. It's very thin. I will pause it. Maybe I got a pin here just to give you an idea how thin this is. The pin basically is just as thin as this. But maybe I'll do a little comparison. I'll bring something so you guys can see. Just kind of give you guys an idea if you guys don't happen to get your hands on this. Here's let me see, this is a AAA battery, and as you can see here, the AAA battery is basically just actually taller than than this device, as you can see there. Let me see if I'll push this back here so you guys can see here and see how this is the battery is much higher. So just kind of give you an idea how thin this device is. That nice keyboard they included, which is nice, is a folio. The keys in here are actually it's a very nice typing experience on here. The travel on it is it's got a nice travel to it, so I like the typing experience on this. It's not too bad. If you do try to type on the road, I'll kind of give you guys a zoom in here just so you guys can get an idea of the travel here. As you can see here, the travel is nice. The keys, they are a little flimsy. As you can see, I'm putting light pressure. You can see how they move side to side. And here, it does have like a little contour curvature on there, as you can see on the keys all the way around, or a little bit. It's not as much as the Chromebook Plus or the Pro. This has a little bit less, but it does have it. So you're able to put your hands on there, and you're able, I can actually comfortably be able to type on this fairly well. I don't have no complaints on this keyboard. I really like it. Sure, it could have been better, but for what this is, being that this is a nice cover that's very thin, adds very minimum weight to the whole device experience. This is very nice. It's working great. It's got the nice bigger shift key here as well, so that's nice. So that way, if you're using the shift, you don't have to worry about these tiny shifts. Both sides has a nice, good size shift keys, good enter key there. Cap locks is big. You got your delete button up here in the top, and of course you have all your shortcuts up here in the top, which are, some of these are function keys, which you would require to press the function key to activate the other function color of key up there. So the keys, again, is a nice chiclet island type. They're not small. They're pretty much the same standard of all. It's got your arrows up and down here. It's got built-in NFC here, so that's nice. So if you set your phone here, it's got the sync here where you can sync your Samsung phone to the tablet, which you'll display interact with your phone as well. The trackpad here, fairly nice. It's not too bad. Actually, I like it. Sure, it's not a glass or any high end, but for what it is, it's great. Let me see if the travel in here, it's got good travel. It doesn't flex too much, as you can see there. It's got good flex on it. It slides your hands. It's pretty good. It's got a good slide in here. Hopefully over time it still continues to work nicely. The space bar has got good response no matter which corner you're actually working. So out of all of it, so whatever you're typing, it's going to have a nice response to it. Other than that, Here's got the little rail here where you're actually going to set the Samsung Tab Pro, or sorry, excuse me, the Galaxy Book. I keep calling it the Tab Pro from the previous version. The Galaxy Book will sit here. As you can see, it's got the upper rail here where it's got the indentation, the groove, and here's the Pogo connectors there coming out here. So that's pretty nice. It's not Bluetooth any longer, so now it requires this to be connected, so it draws power from there. Also, another nice thing I wanted to tell you guys, this keyboard is backlit, so that's nice. So if you like to work in sort of dim areas, now you have some backlit keyboard. That's excellent. I like that plus on the display there. Here it gives you there's kind of several different, you have 3 different kind of display settings that you can use. I'll show you guys how this works, and other than that, that's about it. It's all like kind of a plastic keyboard. I like it. It's lightweight. So let's get on to it. We'll set this in here as well. So basically it slides in here just like any other one. It is magnetized, as you see that. I do like this, just to let you guys know, it's actually very strong. Well, not very strong, but it is strong enough. I am actually pulling pretty hard, and it's got a good grip on there. Once it's on there, this basically just kind of sits in here, magnetized under here in the back. So when you want to actually use this, I'll show you guys here in this angle here. So basically, I'll give you all the 3 positions. The first position you can do is at this tilt angle. If you want a higher angle, that's a second angle there, and this angle right here is the third angle. Kind of keeps it up straight. I kind of like this angle. It's a pretty nice angle right there. It gives you a nice viewing angle when you're working. And again, if you wanted to drop it back, it's easy to drop it. It's not too hard. It works very nice. Other angles you can do is which is nice, is basically what you can do is fold the keyboard back like this as well, and kind of have it just a TV type, you know, watching movies. And again, this also works at all 3 different angles, as you can see here. It's excellent. Works like this. Keeps it off the front. Kind of looks strange, but it almost looks like if it's floating here from the bottom, but it actually works nice like this, because even if you tap on it pretty hard, it doesn't have too much where it kind of folds back or anything, as you can see here. Once you set it in there right, as you can see, I'm actually pushing it pretty hard. It doesn't bounce back too much. And then the other last final version of, you basically have to close the whole, put the whole cover. You just flip this down and basically set it in the little groove in here on the case, or the tablet case itself. This way it's pretty hard. Not hard, but it's easy to see. If I move it around, it's a hassle, because then you have to go like this, and then, you know, if you move it just a little bit, it just comes right out. Basically, this would be if you make sure that it snaps inside, or not snap in there, but falls in the groove fairly good. And wherever you have it, just basically leave it there. This will make a nice for drawing, inking, or anything, because it's got a nice angle there. Or actually, you know, if you want to type at this angle, this is very solid, as you can see here. So let's go ahead, and I'll go ahead and turn this on and show you guys. I did, like I mentioned, it is for Verizon. So what I've done, I went ahead and I'm using AT&T SIM card in here. So for those you know, curious if this will work on AT&T, yes, it's working on AT&T. I'll show you guys cellular. Oops, I just turned it off. Go to settings. As you can see here, I do have it on AT&T, so it is working perfectly. And actually I do get 4G connections on it. Hopefully that focuses on there good, as you can see there. So it's working good. Go to advanced options. So it's got all the connectors in there, as you can see there. So it is working good. So if you guys were thinking about putting AT&T in here, it is working good on there. And I'll show you guys some of the, let me see, I had downloaded some speed tests. Kind of show you guys what some of the speed was on AT&T. I did do some previous versions history. High speed was 112 over 26. So that was, let me see, 112. That was on AT&T. Sorry, that was on Time Warner. I did have some other. Here we go. This was actually on AT&T. 94 download and 22 up. So again, that works good without no issues. So if you guys are interested, if you wanted to work it on AT&T, you know it will work on there. So let's go back to the browser. And right now I'm connected to, oops, let me close this off. I am connected to my Wi-Fi here. So one more thing is I want to show you, see how nice, and I mean the display is incredible on this. It's very good on there. I do like the way everything's very responsive. It's go ahead and let me go ahead and put this at this angle so that way you guys can see, you guys get to see the keyboard. So everything's very responsive on this. As you can see here, it just it's excellent. And then I also wanted to show you guys the trackpad here. As you can see here, the trackpad is working as well. And I'll put them here. As you can see here, and 2 fingers, everything works great. I think I can do the 3 fingers here. Oops. I think it was 3 fingers, or maybe it was 2. Let me go back. Oh, I just opened up another page. That's why I couldn't go back. But as you can see, it scrolls excellent. And you guys wanted to see, I know some of you guys, let me see. Let me type in here just the test, just to kind of show you guys what kind of, I'm gonna just do the short version, just kind of show you guys what for the Sun Spider. And actually, let me bring, I'll compare it to the other one, the Tab Pro with the M-Core 3 processor that was released last year. But I basically wanted to show you guys everything here. Again, great display, as you can see here. No matter what angle I have it at, it works great. Viewing angles are excellent. So you can see that every single there. So right here we went ahead and, as you can see here, it did a 148 scoring here. So I'll go ahead and see what we'll compare it to the Tab Pro 3 and see what that one gives, and then just we'll do another quick run of it, one more thing, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, we're back. I'm back here. I brought the this is the Tab Pro S that was out released last year, but let me show you guys. See, this is the charger. Basically, it's the same thing that comes just with the current one, same cabling, everything. So just kind of want to show you guys. So let me great angles there. So that's same thing. Screen is basically going to be the same. The digitizer stylus on this was a totally different item than it was before. Now it had this was paired off with a Bluetooth stylus. Didn't work so well. It wasn't. You couldn't have palm rejection. Let's see. I think maybe as you can see, it did at 167. It's not so bad. This is an M-Core 3 processor. So browsing experience, as you see, I always, you know, I don't really go by test, but this works very excellent. I really like this one, the Galaxy Book. Much nicer. It gives me more power, more of everything. I'll go ahead and let me show you guys the keyboard now. I'll wrap this up. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. It gives you kind of 1, 2, 3 different levels there. You probably in the video maybe not show. Let me see if I turn off these lights. Maybe it can show the keyboard lighting in some way. As you can see, so it gives you good lighting. So that's nice. I can tell you in the video it doesn't show, but there's enough lighting there to be able to type it in a dark area. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. It's a great computer here. I really like this. It's very portable. Once you close it up, you can carry it around without no issues. Again, like I said, it's a little on the heavy side, but if you're strong enough, you can carry this around without no problem. You'll get used to it. You can hold it in your hand and walk away. Quickly be able to make quick notes, especially if you get a 4G. It might make it a little easier. You can swing it around, put it as tablet mode, and then you can just take notes as you go. You can use OneNote. I'm not going to load up OneNote, but I just kind of want to show you guys just kind of the inking experience. You can put your palm on top here, and you can right away be able to take notes without no issue. As you can see here, no problem at all. And that's me putting my palm here. It's basically, once the stylus kind of detects it at probably right about there, so that kind of gives you that floating. So if you're holding your stylus here, that just gives you that just enough, so when you're putting your palm and you're putting your stylus down, it won't be an issue, because this will take right over and you can right on. So we'll go ahead and try, just, you know, we'll pick something here, just top tracks, and just so you can hear. As you can hear, that volume's pretty good, pretty nice. It's got pretty high volume coming from the sides here. So that's pretty nice. That and the nice thing about this is you can hit the volume down easily here and be able to, you know, can control it from there as well. So that's very nice there. So that's great that you be able to, you know, be able to play some videos and music in a semi-loud environment. So let me see one more time. We'll try this, and we'll just wrap this up really quick here so you guys can you know, just kind of, again, great Galaxy Book. I like it. It's very portable. The 4G for me is very good. I know you can tether with mobile hotspot, but I just don't like to use my phone's battery. But again, you know, everybody's different. This becomes more useful for me. So I hope this video helps for those that are interested in picking up the Galaxy Book and wanted to see what it's all about. Thanks for watching.